At some point this year, business stopped feeling so risky and so difficult for me. And it wasn't because I'd won, it was because I finally realized how low the bar actually is. Let me explain what I mean by that. You don't necessarily need thousands of customers. You don't need massive scale. You don't need to go viral on social media. What you actually need, if you choose the right business model, is 10 humans. That's a number that you can literally count on your hands. This wasn't a mindset shift for me. It was just a realization of the maths. Once I saw the structure clearly, business stopped being emotional and it started to become mechanical. Now, I'm talking about a very specific type of business model here. Outcome-based service businesses. Selling results, not hours, and solving problems that are worth real money to clients that already have money to pay. And for this specific type of business model, the win condition, the success condition, not the failure condition, which we'll talk about soon, but the win condition is 10 clients. And that, to me, is insane. So I'll be very explicit about what types of businesses actually qualify under this model, what types of businesses I'm referring to. Effectively, this model works for any type of business where you're selling an outcome that is worth several $1,000s per month, anything up from 1,000 to a couple of thousand or more, to a business, not to a consumer. And it's to solve a recurring problem and an important one. For example, a consultant that helps companies to increase revenue or margins, a finance or operations specialist who fixes cash flow, reporting or forecasting, a marketing agency that reliably generates leads or customers, a technical consultant implementing analytics, automation or systems, a compliance, risk or governance specialist that might be preventing expensive mistakes, a fractional CFO, CTO or COO, a recruiter that would be placing hard to find or niche talent, a cybersecurity or IT services provider that's preventing downtime, a process or efficiency consultant that's saving headcount or time, or even just a niche advisor that's solving one very specific and very painful problem. You can get really creative with this. There really is a wide range of businesses that fit within this business model. In all of these cases, the common denominator is that the client is not paying for your time. They are paying for you to provide them with something of value on a continuing basis, or they're paying for you to prevent something bad from happening on a continuing basis. And ideally that result, either the thing they receive or the thing that doesn't happen, which would be bad if it did, that's worth more to them than the money. And that's the whole idea. And ultimately that value equation, if it's true, it makes the service sticky and it makes you able to retain the clients because they know that they're better off with you than without you. If the problem is expensive, the solution doesn't need volume. And this is key. Now let's talk about failure versus success in this business model. And here is the critical distinction. The success condition is not the same as the failure condition. Most people collapse the two and they overestimate the risk of the model. In this model, failure is not being able to get 10 or 20 clients. Failure is not being able to support yourself. So once you see the actual ladder clearly, everything changes. And this is what I realized. If you've got 0 clients, you're officially failing unless you just started, but you can't stay in this situation for very long. But here's the crazy thing. 1 or 2 clients, just 1 or 2, virtually nothing. Guess what? You're alive. You're breathing. 1 or 2 clients when your service is $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 a month per client. For most people, that covers their basic living costs for the month. Let's be clear. You're not winning. You're not going to get rich. You haven't made it, but you're no longer dying. You're no longer suffocating. The existential risk is now gone. And that's 1 or 2 clients. Now let's talk about what happens when you get 3 to 5 clients. Suddenly you're comfortable, especially if you're in a low-cost geography. 3 to 5 clients puts you anywhere between 5 and 10,000 or more in monthly recurring revenue. Now that's more than most people spend per month. You've now got surplus and breathing room and you can think. And this is not a big number. This is still a number that you can count on just one hand. And now here's the crazy thing. Once you get to 10 clients or thereabouts, you've officially made it. The business works, the model is proven. You're not rich yet, but you've now likely crossed, assuming an average sale price for your service of $2,500 a month, you've now crossed $20,000 a month in recurring revenue. And anything beyond that, you're not surviving anymore. You're stacking leverage. And this is insane to me. Think about how that ladder works and how quickly you can climb it. 1 relationship to survive, 10 to win. That asymmetry is literally absurd. And it only exists in very specific business models. And I know how rare it is because I've played harder games in the past. I've ran multiple e-commerce stores and I've also operated a food truck. In those businesses, literally 1 customer means nothing at all. Your fixed costs don't care, your ads don't care, your rent doesn't care. You literally need hundreds or thousands of transactions per month to stay alive. 1 bad week and the whole thing bleeds out. That's not difficulty, it's structural hostility. And it's insane when you contrast that with this business model. Low fixed costs, high price per outcome, small number of relationships needed to succeed. One of these models is fragile and the other is incredibly forgiving. And really, once you understand this ladder, something uncomfortable happens. If you solve a real problem for people that can pay and you only need 1 or 2 clients to survive and anything after that you start to thrive, well then failure stops being mysterious. At that point, most failure is self-inflicted. It's sabotage. It's literally your own fault. You don't need mass appeal. You need 10 humans. Even if it takes thousands of messages, networking, referrals, awkward conversations, it's still only 10. That's not a marketing problem. That's literally an execution problem. And the harsh truth is, most people could probably get the first couple of clients from their warm network of existing contacts alone. They could literally message and call everybody they know and find them. And just like that, they're already past the failure point. Really, the moment that business became just math is the moment that fear disappeared. Not because it's easy, because just to be clear, none of this is actually easy. It's hard, but it's not difficult. The hard thing is you have to keep pushing, even when you get a lot of rejection, even when you get no positive feedback for an extended period. The hardest part is the mental battle and just pushing through the silence. But when you know that the bar to succeed is this low, at least success stops being mysterious. It's really there for the taking if you take full responsibility for your actions. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I drop one like this every 48 hours and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks.